Hello super friends and welcome to DC TV Talk. This is the show where we talk all things Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow and Black Lightning. And in today's video we'll be discussing the potential return of Malcolm Merlyn, aka the Dark Archer, into Arrow. So let's discuss. Now I know what you're thinking, you're saying right now, you're screaming at your computer, Deck, he's dead. Now, yes, he is dead, and John Barrowman said he's done with the Arrowverse, but he also said he's completely willing to come back. And let's be honest, when has death ever stopped any character in the Arrowverse, even particularly, specifically, Malcolm Merlyn? Malcolm Merlyn has died before. He will come back, he will always come back. That's just the way it is. So to see that, I can see a potential way of Malcolm Merlyn coming back into the show if John Barrowman was up for it, and if there was space for him to return, I feel I have a reason why he could. In episode 16 of Arrow Season 6, which is this week's episode called the Thanatos Guild, we see that there is a new kind of branch of the League of Assassins who are coming to basically attack Thea Queen. Now we don't know what the motivation is, we don't know why. All we know is that obviously Thea, being Malcolm Merlyn's daughter, is the heir to the demon. She is the supposed, next in line to be Ra's al Ghul or Ra's al Ghul. And this is why we see the return of Nyssa Al Ghul, who comes to Thea's aid to warn her about this new branch of the League. And it seems like this new extension of the League of Assassins are looking to bring them back together, or almost, so I assume this new branch is called the Thanatos Guild, I assume that's what that is, which if you don't know actually translates to the Death Group, or like the Death Cult, which is interesting. But it looks like they are trying to rebuild the League of Assassins from the ground up after it was disbanded in Season 4. So I feel like this is a reason why we could be seeing Thea specifically being attacked, which could lead to Malcolm's return. What do I mean by this? Well, I feel that they could be going after Thea because they might be after not necessarily her, but her DNA. I feel if they have the DNA of Thea Queen, if they kill her, or even if they just get in close contact with her so they can get some DNA from Thea, they will be able to use that in some way with the Lazarus Pit. Now the Lazarus Pit is also, of course, a famous thing within all branches of DC Comics. It's a famous pit that is able to bring people back from the dead. It has been in Arrow for quite some time. We've obviously seen it bring other characters back to life. It's brought Thea back to life before now. It's brought Sarah back to life. We've seen the pit being used, and obviously Ra's al Ghul, who was of course the main villain of Arrow Season 3, he kept on using it to keep coming back to life and to basically be immortal, as that's what it allows you to do. So I feel what the Thanatos Guild will be able to do is if they grab perhaps some of Thea's DNA, mix that in with the Lazarus Pit and chuck the corpse of Malcolm Merlyn in there, this could be a way to bring Malcolm back from the dead. So why might they need Thea's DNA? You could just say, well, why didn't they just get Malcolm's corpse and chuck it in the pit, because then that would just bring him back to life? Well, if you remember back to the Season 5 finale, Malcolm was stood on top of an IED, which blew up. That means that Malcolm's body is likely, let's just say, in pieces. That his body is not going to be in shape just to be chucked in a pit and come back, not unless he wants to be a walking skeleton. So I feel using Thea's DNA, because of course Thea is his offspring, that will be able to in some way kind of rebuild his features and rebuild his skin and things like that, where she is his offspring, so technically she has his body in a way. You know what I mean. I know this sounds weird and I'm explaining it horrifically, but I think you guys get what I mean. So I feel that the Thanatos Guild are going to use that kind of logic to take her, chuck it into the Lazarus Pit, and then chuck in Malcolm's body to bring him back to life. Now a question following this would be, will the League of Assassins be re-established under Malcolm Merlyn as the Ra's al Ghul? This would be an interesting thing to bring back and to tie it into Season 3, considering, like how I said, we kind of put that storyline to bed in Season 4 by disbanding the League. But I feel if they were to be brought back, I think it'd be really cool. I like the League of Assassins, I think they're really cool. I like that storyline a lot. I actually quite enjoyed all that stuff in Season 3. And Malcolm Merlyn is a great character on Arrow in my opinion. I think he's fantastic. John Barrowman is amazing in the role. So if he was able to come back to lead the League of Assassins as the new Ra's al Ghul, or return to the role of Ra's al Ghul, that would be awesome, because I feel like he really needed more time to shine as the Ra's al Ghul that we never really got to see. So it'd be interesting to see if he will come back, and if he does, will he take up the role of Ra's al Ghul and lead the League of Assassins? I can't say that. To lead the League of Assassins once again in the history and the future of Arrow, depending on how long that future goes on for. So what do you guys think about Malcolm Merlyn possibly coming back to Arrow and leading the League of Assassins once again and perhaps being rebuilt? Like I said, this may be a bit of a stretch, this may be overthinking it a little bit, but I just feel like it does make sense, and if they were looking to bring Malcolm Merlyn back, this would be a good way to do it. So tell me what you guys think about this theory in the comment section down below. So thank you guys for watching this episode of DC TV Talk. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, it'll help me out a lot, and share this video with anyone and everyone you know who loves DC TV and get them to join the community. And as always guys, please subscribe for all of your latest content on Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow and Black Lightning. And with all that said, I hope to see you guys again in my next video.